Welcome back to the Healer's Hut, everybody. It's been a little bit, but we're here, we're back. It's a new year, and there's a few things that we need to go over. Just kind of housekeeping stuff. Realistically, I probably should have done this video in December, but life kind of got in the way. So here we are. First and foremost, I do want to thank all of you for making last year such a great year, and for only being our second year here, I think we did well, all things considered. And that's because of you and your willingness to come and hang out with me, every so often. And I do very much appreciate that. I hope you realize that. I know time is a limited commodity, and thank you for stopping by. So the biggest thing that I do want to address, and it's funny because I know I tried to do this last year, I think 2023 going into 24, and it didn't take. So this is me being a wiser person and being a lot more forgiving with myself, which is something I hope you will do this year with yourself as well. So I gave myself permission, which is something I hope that you can also do as well for yourself this year, to not be quite so hard on yourself. And I came to the realization that I have a lot of stuff coming up this year, and 4 videos a month may be a little much. So ideally, in a perfect world, I would like to try and do 3 long form videos a month. If I do 2, that's fine. It just means there's a lot going on. The goal is to hopefully get to at least 3. If I do 4, fantastic, with shorts thrown in. That's my goal, because there's stuff brewing here at the hut. On a personal level, I have some workshops that I know I'll be taking, and I'm on a planning board for a retreat. So that's something else that has also taken some time and focus. And then I'm hoping to get some other stuff going here. I was talking with a friend of mine. We were bouncing around some ideas for a possible second channel or a podcast. We'll see how that goes. And then there's business stuff that I kind of need to pay attention to and focus on. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that also I can try and get into some health and wellness fairs, psychic fairs. You generally have to be invited into those, so that's kind of a crapshoot as to how that will work. So there's a lot of plans brewing, hoping. A friend of mine is supposed to be working on a new icon or a new picture for us, so I have to reach out to her and see if she needs any help or setting her fears at ease, which I think might be the bigger thing. So that's something. Been toying with the idea of branching out a little bit from YouTube and Rumble, and maybe trying Facebook and Instagram. Still kind of not sure how I feel about that. Since YouTube has a lot of features that are great that allow me to interact with you, let you know what's going on, keep up with stuff, Rumble doesn't. And that's what's kind of making me wonder, if I were to get a Facebook page, would the followers on Rumble, would it be easier for you guys to check in there and see what's going on? So there's thoughts going on. I also know the Meta platform has some shit going on right now, and they're I don't know. We'll dwell on that. I had also tossed around the idea of starting a Patreon, because there's some other irons in the fire that I kind of want to get working on or get going, and maybe make you want to work for the information. Crowdsource some information. No, not crowdsource. Maybe have some of you, be more interactive and help with developing some ideas. So there's a lot. Now, whether or not that will all be accomplished in this year or be rolled over into 2026, it depends on just how things go, really, and how busy things get. I had also toyed with the idea of looking into live streaming. what I would live stream is kind of where I'm stuck. Also, what software and hardware I would really need. That's the other thing. Because I don't. The worst part is that because my day job rig is set up in the office and I share the office space, I move around a lot depending on where I record. So I feel like if I were to do a live streaming setup, I would need something a little bit more stable. Maybe not. That's something I have to look into. Also, I am hoping in that kind of, not that same vein, but in needing to figure out what equipment I need, I am hoping to do some collaborations, either with people that I know here. I have actually had people volunteer or have been volunteer distribute to come and talk with me and whatnot. So I need to figure out how to do that. There are other people that I'm hoping to reach out to do collaborations with. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going on in my mind, things that I would like to do, things that I'm sure you would like to see. Um, how we're gonna get there, how that's gonna play out is I have to really kind of crunch numbers and figure out what are the best ways possible and what will be accomplished when, where, how, if. So that's some of that. I do also have a legitimate question for all of you. Thank you to those who have voted. There were 2 poll questions on the community page. I might try to reshare them. I don't know how that's going to work if you can vote on a reshared poll. I've reshared images. I've never tried to reshare polls, so I don't know how that will work. But I will put the links in the description for this video to make life easier. But let me know, like, the weekend energy report. What are your feelings on it? Do you enjoy the short format videos of one card? Do you prefer a week? Would you prefer a week-long spread, the weekend and the week? I probably should say that, the week and the weekend. Would you prefer a monthly spread instead? Did you like the reading for the new year where I actually showed you how to do a different card spread? I'll put that video here. That video may not have gone quite the way I had intended. I went back and forth a lot in my head about, do I do 3 different readings? Do I just do one reading and then just demonstrate how the other decks you can use? I am the type of person, I'm like, well, we're dancing. Might as well, dance and do the readings. The cards are there. They're already pulled. I don't know if that was maybe the best format, the best approach. So that video I was half happy with it, maybe not my best approach. But is that something you would prefer to see? Would you prefer to learn how to do different card spreads? And I will make sure I actually have representations of them. When I tried to look, I kept finding 13 card spreads with like the wheel of the year and a one in the middle. I'm like, that's not how I've seen it done. It's just 12 cards. So that's another option. But please, let me know with the polls. You can leave comments there. I do read them. I do try to get back to people or at least react. So that's helpful to help me kind of reframe and restructure things. That also brings me to a comment from Jag Taggart 936, who is actually a friend of mine in real life, but he does kind of bring up a point that a lot of times stuff gets hidden. It's a small channel. I appreciate that. But the way YouTube works, I don't know, Rumble actually might work very similar. The more interaction that you have with the channel, whether it's millions of followers or tens of followers, the more you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, the more interaction, the more you are at least kind of notified of stuff that goes on. If the posts or videos or shorts go up, they're not as quickly buried. Whereas the less interaction you have with the channel, the less you see. Granted, the larger channels have that pull or the desirability where they will pop up in your feeds a lot more than small channel as well, whether it's this one or any other small channel that you enjoy watching. So please interact more. That's all I can ask is just interact, like, comment, subscribe, please, so that I'm not in the abyss of YouTube. Um, yeah, I guess it is kind of an abyss. Lost, lost in the ether, the mists of time and space. So, let me know what you think. Is there anyone that you might be? I have some ideas of people in my own personal life or other YouTubers, but is there anyone that you think you might want to see on here that I can try and eventually reach out to that might want to collab, or you might want to see information shared? I am also hoping that I can kind of do some more on site filming. I had talked about this with one of my teachers for when we go ghost hunting. My only concern is the privacy of the other women. So those would either be audio recordings or maybe with stills, or it would be before everybody arrived, or I would be off on my own kind of thing. It would just be shots of me and maybe if anyone else wanted to be in the shot. That's another thing I have to work out. So there's a lot. Hopefully there will be a lot of change. Um, Time and equipment is kind of my limiting factor. So I have to figure out if the camera I have is sufficient. Do I need a different camera? Maybe try a digital voice recorder. Different different stuff. So thanks for stopping by, sitting down, having a cup of tea or coffee, or maybe I'm just sitting in the background while you're working on whatever you need to work on and getting inspiration. But whatever it is, I do thank you very much. I will see you all soon. The next video should hopefully be on numerology, the numerology of the year. We are in a number 9 year. And the unfortunate thing is some of the stuff I had planned has now basically been shifted back. So, but it will all come around eventually. I have lists and things. So that's fear not. I will get to it eventually, I promise. All right, friends. Until we meet again. Bye.